trachea consists of half semicircular cartilage, that is semicircular cartilage, and behind of this cartilage posteriorly we have ligament, ligamentum annulare, and this ligament makes posterior membranous wall of trachea. Why? Posteriorly trachea have not got cartilage, only membrane. Why? Because what? No. Why? Anteriorly and laterally we have cartilage, but posteriorly cartilage is absent.
Because there's esophagus.
Yes, because behind of trachea we have esophagus, and if cartilage will complete cartilage, it will press to esophagus, and that will problem for passage of food through esophagus. That is why posteriorly trachea have not got cartilage, only membrane. Yes, and this membrane consists of ligamentum annulare. And now I will draw bronchial tree. Bronchial tree, that is trachea. Trachea consists of 16 till 20 these cartilaginous half rings. That is 16 or 20 these half rings. And I will not draw all of them. And trachea subdivides into two main bronchi, bronchi principalis, main bronchi, right and left main bronchi, bronchus principalis dexter and bronchus principalis sinister. They are bronchi of the first order. Bronchus principalis dexter is wider and narrow and shorter, and left principal bronchi is longer and narrower, clear it is. Then main bronchi in lungs continues into bronchilobaris. How many lobes do you know in right lung? 3, and 2 lobes on the left side. That is why superior, middle, and inferior bronchilobaris on the right side, and superior and inferior on the left one. And bronchilobaris, they are bronchi of the second order. It is clear. Bronchilobaris, second order. Then lobar bronchi continues to divide into segmentary bronchi. Segmentary. 3 segments in superior lobe. That is why 3 segmentary bronchi in superior lobe of the right lung. 2 segments in middle lobe, and 5 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 segments in inferior lobe. 3, 2, and 5 segments. That is why total number of segments on the right side, 10. And on the left side, the same 10 segments, 5 segments in superior lobe, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 segments. And here it is the same 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Segmentary bronchi, they are bronchi of the third order. Bronchi segmentalis, they are bronchi of the third order. Then, this bronchi continues to divide into two. Two bronchi of the fourth order, then 2 bronchi of the fifth order, 2 bronchi of the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Here it is 6th, 7th, and 8th. And bronch of the 8th order has specific name, that is bronchus lobularis. Second order bronchus lobaris, and 8th order bronchus lobularis. And this lobular bronchi subdivides into 16 to 18 bronchioli terminalis. They are bronchioli terminalis. Terminal bronchioles, that is last structure of bronchial tree. Bronchial tree, that is apparatus which conduct air. Exchange of gases, it's not take place in bronchial tree. And then bronchiole terminalis continues to divide into respiratory bronchioles. Respiratory bronchioles of the first order, then respiratory bronchioles of the second, third, and fourth. They are respiratory bronchioles. Third and fourth. And respiratory bronchioles everywhere has alveoli pulmonis. Alveoli pulmonis. Alveoli pulmonis. And this alveoli pulmonis continues into alveolary duct. This duct consists of alveoli pulmonis, alveolary duct, and alveolary duct finished with alveolary sac. Maybe 2 or 3 ducts, that is one duct and another duct. That is why alveolary ducts with alveolary sacs, which start from respiratory bronchiole of the last order or fourth order, that is primary lobule. Here it is, primary lobule. Lobulus primarius, primary lobule. And everything what start from one terminal bronchiole, that is bronchiole terminalis, terminalis. And this one, bronchiole respiratory, respiratory bronchioles, alveoli pulmonis, alveolary ducts, and alveolary sacs, everything what start from one terminal bronchiole, that is acinus, acinus, that is anatomical and functional unit of the lung. That is place where we have main function of the lung, what is exchange of gases, because blood capillaries surround all of these respiratory bronchioles, alveolar ducts and sacs, and here it is exchange of gases take place. And this diagram, that is alveolar tree or acinus, and here it is bronchial tree. Now, this part of lung, where bronch of the eighth order subdivides into terminal branches, that is secondary lobule. Secondary lobule has pyramidal shape. Base of this lobule looks to the surface of lung, and it has 1 centimeter in diameter, and into the apex of secondary lobule, bronch of the eighth order insert. That is why name of this bronch is bronchus lobularis. It's insert into the apex of secondary lobule. And secondary lobules subdivides one from another with the help of connective tissue. Connective tissue separates secondary lobules one from another. We can see these lobules on the surface of lung. And one secondary lobule has how many acinus in one lobule? Yes, because it subdivides into bronchiole terminalis, 16 to 18 bronchiole, and one bronchiole terminalis gives one acinus. Clear it is? Well, what we can see. First of all, that is trachea. You can see cartilaginous half rings and membranous wall that is posteriorly. Clear it is, because esophagus is behind. Then right main bronchi, bronchus principalis dexter, it's wider and shorter. And left main bronchi, longer and narrower. Bronchus labaris superior, bronchus labaris medius, and bronchus labaris inferior. And here it is two bronchi, superior and inferior. Then what else? Here it is. Look here, that is right lung, because we can see superior lobe, middle lobe and inferior lobe. It has two fissura. It is fissura obliqua, oblique fissura. It separates inferior lobe from another two. And horizontal fissura horizontalis, that is the border between superior and middle lobe. Lung has three surfaces. This surface attached to ribs, that is why it is facies costalis. This surface attached to diaphragm, facies diaphragmatica, and it is facies medialis, medial surface. And medial surface subdivides into mediastinal, it is anteriorly mediastinal surface, and posteriorly this place attached to vertebral column, facies vertebralis. That is medial surface subdivides into mediastinal anteriorly and posteriorly vertebral. Here it is hilum pulmonis, where root of the lung insert. And root of the lung consists of bronchus principalis, that is principal bronchi. Then here it is pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Just a moment. That is pulmonary artery on the right side. Pulmonary artery pass above superiorly above of right main bronchi, bronchus principalis dexter. On the left side, pulmonary artery pass below of main bronchi. And two pulmonary veins. Here it is one of them, and I think that here it is another. It is not so clear to see. Vena pulmonalis, two pulmonary veins, pulmonary artery and main bronchi. Artery on the right side. Artery should be below of main bronchi superiorly, then artery, and then pulmonary veins. Bronch, artery, and two veins on the right side. On the left side, artery superiorly, artery, then bronchi, and two veins. A, B, V, V. A, that is artery, B, bronchi, and two veins below. A, B, V, V on the left side, B, A, V, V on the right side. What else? If you... Sometimes it is very clear to see secondary lobules. Secondary lobules, they small area on the surface of lung, which separates from nearest area with the help of connective tissue, and this connective tissue darker than tissue of lung, because dust absorbed into this connective tissue. That is secondary lobules, 1 centimeter in diameter, and in this lobule, bronch of the H order subdivide, that is bronchus lobularis. Bronchus lobularis. And last moment, glands. Thyroid gland, parathyroid glands, behind of thyroid, and thymus gland. Thyroid gland is consists of right and left lobes, and isthmus. Here it is isthmus. Isthmus pass in front of second half ring of trachea. And sometime from isthmus of thyroid gland we can see pyramidal lobe. Here it is absent. But sometime it is present. Lobus pyramidalis, pyramidal lobe. Sometime we can see from isthmus of thyroid gland. Behind of thyroid gland we have 4, sometimes 5 or 6 parathyroid glands. It is not very clear to see. Maybe here. That is maybe this one. It is parathyroid gland, small gland which take place behind of thyroid. What is the function? It's regulate thyroid gland. It's produced which hormones? Do you know? Thyroxine, threotyranine, and parad hormone or tyrocalcitonin produced in parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland regulate level of calcium in blood, and thyroid gland regulate metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Participate in metabolism. And thymus gland, it is absent. You can see in your book in manual diagram. It's behind of sternum, behind of manubrium of sternum. Small gland in adults only 5 grams, that is weight of this gland. In childhood it's near of 30 grams. That is central organ of immune system together with red bone marrow. Central organ of immune system. It produced lymphocytes. That is very important gland in our immune system. That is all. 3 glands, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. Not necessary to read pleura and topography of lungs and mediastinum. We will speak next time. Yes. Today, that is all.
So the semilunar valve in this part, it is fully circular.
Semilunar cartilage. It is not valve. Yeah. Semilunar cartilage. And what
in
is
the branches?
Yes, the same. Look here. The same semilunar cartilage is in bronchi, and then which lobar and segmentary bronchi continues into lungs. It is not semilunar, but it is not complete cartilage. It consists of small segments from parts which is surround whole lumen of bronchi. It's that is protection from. It's make shape of bronchi. If we remove cartilage, bronchi collapse. They closed and air will not conduct through bronchial tree. That is, it makes like skeleton of bronchial tree. That is protection. That is help to conduct air into alveolar tree, into the essence. Well, I'll